Hey guys, YouTuber 100 here. Alright, now here I am continuing on with my sports movie reviews. And now here I am, as I told you guys, now here I am to talk about my thoughts on the remaining Air Bud sequels. So, yeah, this really is not going to be like in-depth reviews for each film, just because, I really don't think there's really enough to really say for me to talk about these movies and make like full on reviews for. So yeah, I'm just really gonna be like giving like sort of like a brief analysis of each of the like remaining Air Bud sequels. So yeah, so of course like I've reviewed like the first two Air Bud movies already. I reviewed like Air Bud and Air Bud Golden Receiver. Yeah. So, yeah. And if you want to watch my reviews for these movies, I'll have links in the description down there for my reviews for the first two Airbud movies. And yeah. So, if you've seen my reviews for the first two Airbud movies, I've said that I like the first one, but the second one I really was not a big fan of. And I also like did say that I think that probably like Golden Receiver is probably like the best Airbud sequel. So and if you've seen my review for Golden Receiver, like I said, I'm not too crazy about it. Like I'm really not a big fan of it. So yeah, so oh what are my thoughts on like the remaining Airbud sequels? Um, well, as far as how I feel about like the remaining sequels, my thoughts on the remaining sequels kind of just go from like being like they're all right to just because yeah, I really didn't really like watch the other sequels much as a kid. Like after like seeing Golden Receiver back when I was a kid, it I really was like kind of like disinterested in seeing any further Airbud movies. Which yeah, but I did like catch like them like probably like once or twice before. Like I remember like I did like see them like once for each film, like when they were shown on TV, or like when like I rented the movie or something. Or I remember my family rented the another one of the movies. I would like kind of like just sit and watch it with them. Yeah, but I didn't really like watch any of the other sequels much at all. I only like saw like each of them probably like once or twice. Yeah. And after like not watching them for like all these years, I was thinking, well maybe I really was not really like being like as fair to them as probably I should, and maybe I should like watch all of them and go in all of them with an open mind. Yeah. And plus, yeah, I actually did like watch like all five movies like all together prior to like when I am making this video. Like that's why it's kind of like taking me like a few days since my last review to make this video, because yeah, it did take me a few days to really like get through watching like all the movies, because yeah, between like work and everything, like yeah, I really didn't have like time to really like watch all five of them in succession. So yeah, it did take a few days for me to really get through them. But yeah, but yeah, I did finally like watch all five movies. So yeah, I guess like it would have made sense for me to like watch them chronologically before like, and I can like go through them one by one and really like give like a good analysis on them. So yeah, so of course like there were so after Golden Receiver, like in the like actual Air Bud series, there were three more sequels. Was following Golden Receiver. There was World Pup, Seventh Inning Fetch, and Spike's Back. So I'm gonna be giving my thoughts on these three movies. Yeah. So yeah, unlike the first two movies, yeah, these three films were all like these were direct to video sequels. They weren't like released theatrically like the other two films were. So yeah, and yeah, like I said, just the three of these films, they just kind of like range from like all right to meh. Yeah, yeah. Because these films kind of really do like have like pretty much like the same concept as the first two films did. But I mean, did they really like yeah, did these films really did it have like anything to really offer? Like, I mean, did they have like any improvements over Golden Receiver? Like, I mean, I've already told you that I feel that Golden Receiver is probably like the best Air Bud sequel. But does that mean that none of these films really do anything better than Golden Receiver? Well, that's what I decided to find out by like taking a look at these films and really giving them a fair shot. So yeah. So so I guess I'll start off with a World Pup. So yeah, so this film was released in 2000, and yeah, it was released like a couple of years after a Golden Receiver came out, and and of course like in this one, Buddy is playing soccer, and so yeah, in this film, like Kevin Zegers does return as Josh, though really he's the only recurring actor once again to reprise the role in this film. Like in this film, like Pat Patrick is played by a different actor, and even Josh's mom is once again recast as well. I mean, I really don't know what it is with like them having to like recast Josh's mom in the films, because of course, like in the first film, Josh's mom was played by Wendy McKenna. In the second film, Josh's mom was played by Cynthia Stevenson, and then in this one, she's played by Chilton Crane. Yeah, yeah. And in this film, like Josh's sister Andrea is played by Caitlin Wax. Yeah, and of course, like if you watch my review of Golden Receiver, I did say that and that was actually the last film to actually have like the original like Buddy dog in the film. Yeah, because like shortly before the previous film, shortly after before a Golden Receiver was released, Buddy ended up like dying from a disease that affected like soft tissue in the joints and stuff. So so in this film, like they got a different dog to play Buddy. Yeah. Yeah. And and in this film, like I said, Buddy is like shows that he has the ability to play soccer. Yeah. In this film, like apparently Josh is Andrea is like playing soccer, and after like Josh takes a Andrea to play soccer. It shows that she's like being coached by this like attractive teenage girl, and Josh like has an attraction to her, and and she eventually ends up like telling Josh that like she is playing soccer at Fernfield High School, and she is looking for like a few other members of the team. So then, due to that, like Josh ends up like joining on the team, as well as Tom. Once again, Tom is back and stuff. So Josh and Tom end up joining the Fernfield High School soccer team, and and then eventually after like Josh ends up finding out that Buddy could play soccer, then Josh brought Buddy onto the team, and Buddy was good at playing soccer also, and it showed that like uh, Buddy and the girl Josh fell for, Emma, they were like the star players on the team, and everyone else really was not very good. It showed that like Josh really was not very good at soccer, and Tom really didn't have any soccer skills either, and even like the rest of the team really didn't have like any soccer skills either. So so then they end up like practicing, and they end up like going through like this season. Throughout it, they like improve and up, and they make it to the championship game, and then all this stuff like you know the drill. It basically is like the same concept as the other two movies, where like the other films were like at first like the teams are like they are kind of like Rocky really are kind of like inconsistent and stuff, but then over time with like Buddy's help they like start to get better, and they end up like making it to the championship and stuff. So it basically is like the same formula as the other two films. But also like in this film, like it starts off with like uh Patrick and Josh's mom getting married, and I did think like the opening scene was kind of funny because yeah, before the wedding ceremony, it showed that like Josh actually ended up like forgetting the wedding ring for the ceremony, so he sent Buddy back to the house and to retrieve it, and then yeah, and it showed that Buddy was at this point was like really popular, or, in the town of Fernfield, and yeah, everybody knew who he was. Yeah. Yeah, and this film also does like have a side story where it shows that Emma has a golden retriever of her own, Molly, and yeah, Buddy ends up like falling in love with Molly, and then of course like they fall in love, and then they eventually do have puppies together. So yeah, so I guess this was kind of like what led to like the Air Buddy series. Because yeah, I mean I haven't really watched like the Air Buddy series, but yeah, they did have like 5 puppies together, and yeah, yeah, they'll you even like see them like on the covers at the bottom of the covers of like the DVDs. Like, yeah, you see them like on like the bottoms of the DVD covers here, and this one as well. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I guess like this film really did have a contribution to the Air Buddy series, where it showed that the puppies were born and stuff like that. Yeah. And yeah, like I said, Josh is like does fall like attracted to Emma. So yeah, throughout this film, like he really does like want to really like have a relationship with Emma. Though yeah, he does like go through a phase where like like Tom is trying to like give Josh advice on how to have Emma like him, but yeah, the advice really doesn't work because yeah, Josh really is not being himself, and and yeah, and Emma's not really liking what Josh is doing, and then that convinces Josh to be himself, and then yeah, they do like eventually like come to, well, yeah, they do end up like really becoming a couple, yeah. Though I really have to admit, like just Josh's motivations really for wanting to play soccer just because like he's attracted to Emma, I really think it's a pretty weak motivation for him to like start playing soccer. And yeah, I guess the same could also be said for like when Josh decided to play football and golden receiver because yeah, just his motivations for like playing these new sports are like pretty weak because uh, in the first film, like with him wanting to play basketball, I mean that was already like what Josh liked. Josh actually did like basketball prior to when he actually did join the basketball team in the first film. Yeah, but in Golden Receiver and World Pup, just his motivations for joining the teams just seems really weak. I mean, it's not really because like he actually did like football and soccer because yeah, in Golden Receiver, Josh just started to like want to join the football team and just attend the practices, just because he didn't want to stay at home while Patrick came to see his mom. Yeah, and then, as well as in this film, all it is because it's just because I mean he became attracted to Emma. It's not really because he liked soccer. So yeah, so I feel that Josh's motivations for really wanting to play these new sports seem pretty weak overall. Yeah, but yeah, and then yeah, this film also does like have like another story where it shows that there are these two guys that are like after the puppies, like they're these like yeah, these two guys that like are wanting to like kidnap the puppies to sell them for whippets. Yeah, there's like this main antagonist played by Martin Ferraro, as well as his assistant played by Don McMillan. And yeah, and it showed that like the assistant was actually like the butler Emma's father had actually hired because yeah, Emma was like from a wealthy family, he from the United Kingdom, uh so so yeah, Emma is like English. There's there's some and stuff. So yeah, she is like from a different country. So yeah, yeah, this is like another one of the reasons why she is teaching is well why she plays soccer. Yeah, because soccer is like more popular in like the rest of the world than it is in the United States. It's and stuff. So yeah, and yeah, she is part of this wealthy family, and yeah, her father ends up hiring a butler. Yeah, and of course, like, yeah, she moved to the United States because, yeah, her mother had, like, ended up dying, yeah, and they moved to Fernfield after her mother's death and stuff. So yeah, but then yeah, getting back to what I was saying about the kidnappers, yeah, the butler eventually does end up having a change of heart during the around like the end of the film where then yeah, he just was saying that he wanted a puppy while the boss actually wanted to get rich and stuff. So yeah, he does have a change of heart. Yeah, yeah, and yeah, they end up like kidnapping the puppies, as I said, and yeah, it's a similar situation to like the first two films where like the the team is in the championship game, but yeah, of course, like they are going without their star players because yeah, but this time it's not just Buddy that's not there for the team. Like Josh and Emma were not there either when the game actually started, but then yeah, they do eventually end up like making it back to the making it to the game, and then yeah, they do help the team that's losing pretty badly, yeah, come back, and they end up winning the championship. Yeah, so yeah, so really just yeah, the film pretty much does have like the same formula as the first two films did, but I mean, yeah, its side stories overall were like while similar, they still did like kind of like change things up a little bit, and plus yeah, the stuff with like Buddy and Molly was also like something different, as well as like Josh now actually like having like a romantic attraction in this film. Yeah, because of course like Josh, he really didn't have any like uh, romantic attractions in the first two films. So yeah, so here yeah, he does have one. So yeah, so at least like this World Pup does like try some things like a little bit differently than the first two films did. So I mean, so yeah, so at least it did like try to like shake things up a little bit, even if like it did overall still have the same overall formula that the first two films did. So yeah, World Pup. It's not really like a good film and stuff, and yeah, and it can kind of like feel like overkill, seeing how the third film and it is still overall does have like the same formula overall. But I guess like it could have been worse. Like it's not like a total bore. So yeah, so I guess it's really not really like as bad as it probably could have been. So yeah, so I guess it is just fine. All right, for what it is. Yeah, yeah. And then, yeah, next up, Seventh Inning Fetch. This one was released in 2002, and Seventh Inning Fetch was kind of like where the series kind of like did start to take a little bit of a different turn and kind of like shake things up a little bit. In this film, Josh ends up like leaving for college, and so yeah, Buddy ends up like staying at home with Andrea. Andrea, and in this film, like Andrea is just starting junior high. Hi, yeah. And she's just like really trying to fit in with her best friend and Tammy. Yeah. Yeah. And it showed that like Andrea and Tammy were like best friends for a long time. Like they were best friends in World Pup and then here and then in Spike's Back. Yeah, they were like best friends for like quite a long time. And yeah. Yeah. And in Seventh Inning Fetch, yeah, like I said, Josh leaves for college. So yeah, Josh really is not really like the main human star of Seventh Inning Fetch. Like he is still in the film, but yeah, he's really more of like a side character than he is a main character because yeah, Josh is only like in the beginning of the movie and the end. Like he's not really like doesn't really like have a huge role in Seventh Inning Fetch. Yeah. And then yeah, Seventh Inning Fetch, yeah, the film is really like more set around Andrea. Yeah. And Caitlin Wax does like reprise the role of Andrea in the film. And in this film, Cynthia Stevenson also did like return to play Josh and Andrea's mom in this. So yeah, it's kind of strange that like she was recast for World Pup, but she then returned here and also reprised the role in Spike's Back. Yeah. And yeah, Patrick is once again played by a different actor as well. Though, yeah, the actor that they have playing Patrick in this film just seems like it's a totally different person. Because yeah, it looks nothing like how Patrick looked in Golden Receiver or World Pup. It's like it's not even the same guy that was like Buddy's vet in Golden Receiver. So yeah, it's just really like you're just really like find it really hard to believe that this is the same guy. Yeah, yeah. But anyway, yeah, getting back to this, yeah. Yeah, Andrea is just starting junior high, and she wants to really find a way to fit in with her fellow classmates. And her and Tammy just try to join several different groups. They try gymnastics and track and a bunch of other stuff, but nothing seemed to work out. And then they decide to uh, try out for the baseball team, and it showed that they were really the only girls on the team, and it showed that Tammy was actually pretty skilled at baseball, but Andrea really wasn't. She couldn't really hit or catch or any of that. But yeah, with Tammy's influence, she convinced the coach that if she only wants to be on the team if Andrea is on the team as well. So then, yeah, both Andrea and Tammy were selected for the baseball team. And then, yeah, at the start of the season, it showed that once again Andrea really was not very good. But yeah, with the help of Buddy, Buddy was able to help Andrea really improve, to help her catch and hit and stuff. So then that's when Andrea really did start to really improve and play really well. So yeah, and then at some point Tammy ended up getting hurt and was unable to play. So then yeah, Andrea was on her own. But yeah, then Buddy then showed that he had the ability to play baseball. As the balls were flying, Buddy was able to catch them in his mouth, and it also showed that he could hit real well by he had the bat in his mouth, and when the ball would come to him, he would turn his head, and the bat would actually hit the ball. So yeah, it showed that Buddy did have some skill at baseball as well. Oh yeah, and I guess I should probably mention, yeah, I forgot to just mention when I was talking about World Pup how I feel about Buddy playing soccer. As far as Buddy playing soccer goes, I guess it is fine. I mean, yeah, it is. I feel that it is more believable than him playing football like he did in Golden Receiver, because yeah, I said in my Golden Receiver review how I felt that Buddy playing a football really was just not believable. Plus, it seemed pretty dangerous since football is a pretty physical sport. But with soccer, that's not really a physical sport at all. And yeah, the way he really does go after the ball, it pretty much is the same way that he did play basketball in the first film. So yeah, I feel that him playing soccer really is done in a more believable way. So yeah, and just him being able to play soccer is also more believable. So I guess that is probably something that World Pup does better than Golden Receiver. Yeah, and yeah, and here with Seventh Inning Fetch with Buddy playing a baseball, I guess that is done just fine as well. I mean, yeah, it's not like Buddy is actually wearing gloves or anything. The way they actually do have him playing baseball, it is done in a believable way as well. So yeah, yeah. So I guess it is done fine. Fine. Yeah. Yeah, and in this film, there's also this side story with there are these two guys that are like starting or around the neighborhood, and they end up taking Buddy's puppies, and it showed that they have a raccoon helping them out, and yeah, it showed that these guys that are kidnapping the puppies are trying to do some research, because with Buddy being so good at sports, they felt that maybe there was a special gene the puppies have that enabled them to play sports. Or it's yeah, and then yeah, and there were the reports of the puppies gone missing, and it's being reported to the sheriff. But the sheriff is a little bit senile and stuff, not really knowing what's all going on. But then yeah, he does catch the kidnappers and ends up capturing them and stuff. So yeah, and that's fine. So yeah, and then yeah, of course in the end, after Buddy ends up being captured by the kidnappers, Andrea and Tammy go after them, and yeah, of course once again they miss the start of the championship game, but then yeah, they end up making it back in time, and then they help the team win the championship, and yeah, yeah, and so yeah, they go with down that formula again and stuff. So yeah, so it is like kind of like the substandard. I mean, they do like change some stuff up. Like I said, this one was really like focused more on Andrea. Andrea, now that Josh has left for college and stuff, and yeah, it really does like have show that it forms a connection between Andrea and Buddy in this film. Yeah, and also in this film, it does show that like uh Patrick and Josh's mom have like recently like had a new child born, Noah. Well, yeah, and in this film, like it just shows that like Patrick and the mom are like very attentive to Noah, and it shows that Andrea is like kind of like jealous and stuff with like Noah getting all the attention. So yeah, they go down that approach as well. So yeah, they have like that added into it as well. Yeah. So yeah, so seventh inning fetch, it is kind of like hit and miss. Like I mean, it does kind of like have the same like Airbud style formula to it, and I guess that can get tedious. I mean, it does kind of like change things up a little bit by having it focus on Andrea now and stuff, but yeah, it still really does like still overall it'll have that same formula to it. So I really don't know about this one, but if there is something that I do like legitimately like about seventh inning fetch, it's the relationship between Josh and Andrea. Because yeah, because when Josh leaves for college in this film, it does show that like Andrea is really sad about Josh leaving, and it shows that she really does how much she really does love Josh, and it just really shows that she really does miss him when she's gone. And yeah, Josh does end up coming to the championship game at the end of the film, and Andrea's really happy to see him. So yeah, so I really do like the connection between Josh and Andrea. They really do really act like a true brother and sister, and I really do think that they really do a very good job. I mean, yeah, I think Kevin Zegers and Caitlin Wax really do have some really good chemistry as the brother and sister, and I really do like the connection they have with each other. And I really do think that uh, the connection between them, it is done the best in this film, because yeah, in the first film, like there's really not much bonding between Josh and Andrea. Yeah, because Andrea is just like very young in the first film. She's only about like a year or two old. Yeah. In the second film, there's a little bit more of it, but yeah, Andrea's still really young. She's probably like only like about 4. Yeah. And then in World Pup, we do like get like more stuff with like them like interacting with each other, of course. But yeah, but in this film, it really does like have more to it, and it really just has more like of a brother sister style bond between the two of them. Yeah, there's actually like a video on YouTube showing like the moments with Josh and Andrea from World Pup and Seventh Inning Fetch. Yeah, pretty much like when Caitlin Wax was playing Andrea, and yeah, it just like shows the moments with the two of them together in the two films. And the uploader of the video actually like said in the description that he found the brother sister relationship between the two of them really sweet. And personally, I do too. Yeah, I actually do think that they really do act like brother and sister. They do have some really good chemistry together, and I really do like the bond between the two of them. I really do like the relationship with them. Yeah, and it just shows like they really do like seem like an actual brother and sister. So yeah, so that is something that I do like. I do like the brother sister bond that Josh and Andrea do have in this film. So yeah, that's something that I do like about the film. Yeah, but overall, yeah, the film itself, it's once again just kind of like, I mean, yeah, like I said, I do think that Buddy playing baseball is like done better. Well, it is more believable than him playing football and stuff. So I guess it has that going for it. But yeah, it is just kind of like a so-so film. Yeah, and then finally, Spike's Back uh, is the last film in the original Airbud series. Yeah, this one came out in 2003, and this is when like Josh was like gone like completely from the franchise. Yeah, Josh does not have any sort of appearance in this film at all. Like yeah, this film like does like mention at one point that like this is like set during like the summer, and yeah, this film does say that Josh has decided to just like stay at college to play football for the summer instead of coming home for summer vacation. So yeah, so Josh has like stayed at college for the summer in this film, and so yeah, this film is just like about Andrea and Buddy. Yeah, in this film, like Caitlin Wax does not didn't reprise the role of Andrea. Yeah, in this film, Andrea was played by Kadija Pevek. Yeah, I'm probably pronouncing that really wrong. Yeah, yeah. In this film, uh, uh, Tammy and her family are moving to California, and yeah, Andrea's upset about that. So yeah, she throughout this film she's like just trying to like raise some money so she can actually go out to California to visit her. And yeah, she just tries like some different ways to like earn money in this film, and she eventually like finds success in pet sitting. So she takes in people's pets to sit them and gets paid for it. Yeah, but it doesn't go as planned after like an accident from Noah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So then, yeah, then eventually, like after like the there's this the family that ends up moving into Tammy's old house. They have like there's a guy that's about like Andrea's age in this film, and yeah, and apparently like he's like playing volleyball, and he informs Andrea that like their team is in like a volleyball tournament, and the winning team will actually be able to go to California to watch like the a professional championship volleyball tournament. So then yeah, Andrea is offered a spot on the team and she accepts it. And so yeah, so in this film, of course, like it's it's set around volleyball, yeah. And then yeah, Andrea's playing volleyball in the film, and then yeah, then eventually like she discovers that Buddy is able to play volleyball. So then after like one team member gets like kicked off the team, yeah, Buddy ends up like filling in to replace the team member, and yeah, it shows that like Buddy can play volleyball real good, but yeah, it shows also that like Andrea really is not very skilled at volleyball once again at first. Yeah, but with Buddy's help as well as like the kid next door, Connor, yeah, they help her improve her skills in volleyball, and then she starts to play better. Yeah, yeah, and then then they eventually do end up like making the playing good, and then yeah, they advance in this tournament, and then they make it to the championship once again. Yeah, but yeah, there's also this like side story where like there are these two who like these two crooks that are trying to like steal a jewel from a yeah, they're these two crooks are trying to like steal a jewel from a museum or something, but yeah, they really can't do it by themselves because the museum like has secure a security system. So yeah, they try to get Buddy to like get the jewel for them. Yeah, and yeah, but yeah, of course, like they do like end up getting caught for it, and they end up being arrested. Yeah, and stuff, and so yeah. So yeah, basically this is really just about like Andrea really like trying to be able to go to California to visit Tammy, and so yeah, this film's plot is just pretty generic and simple. So I just really don't have a whole lot to say about this. Yeah, it is kind of like the same style formula where like yeah they yeah Buddy's just playing volleyball with Andrea and her team, and yeah, and then of course, like due to the two goons like trying to have Buddy steal the jewel for them, like Buddy is like missing the championship game at first, but then he eventually does end up like making it and ends up helping the team win. Yeah, yeah, and I think this one is probably the slowest Airbud movie of them all because yeah, it takes like 45 minutes for them to actually start playing any sort of volleyball. So yeah, this one really does take the longest to really get into like the actual sport part of the movie. So yeah, I really don't know about this one. I mean, I felt yeah, when I was a kid, this was like my least favorite one, in the series, and I think it probably still is. Yeah, I just feel that it is pretty useless. I mean, especially like since Josh isn't in it, I really feel that uh, I just really don't know why they even like made this one. I mean, I don't know if like originally Josh was supposed to come back in this film, but Kevin Zegers probably like said that he wasn't interested in coming back, so they decided to just write Josh out of the movie. I really don't know. And plus, yeah, I'm not really. And yeah, and since Caitlin Wax didn't return as Andrea in this film, I don't know if like this might have been because yeah, she also did play Penny in Inspector Gadget 2, which was released the same year. I don't know if maybe like she was busy with dad and couldn't come to film this one, and that's why she was recast for the film. I don't really know. Yeah, but yeah, I just really don't know. I mean, Buddy playing a volleyball, I don't know. I mean, him like hitting the ball, I guess that's just fine. But yeah, it also does like show a point like he actually does jump up to the net to like stop the other team from hitting the ball over. I just don't really think that is really believable. Like you see this right here, like he does something like similar to this in the film, and I don't know. I just feel that that doesn't really make sense. So so yeah, so I don't really know about Spike's back. I mean, it really doesn't make a lot of sense for Buddy to play volleyball, and I just feel that the story overall is just very generic and substandard. So yeah, so yeah, the remaining Airbud sequels, yeah, they're kind of just like yeah, they're really just like really kind of like in the same format that the rest of the films are, but yeah, they really aren't done really as well. Well, I mean, with a World Pup and something fetch, I guess with Buddy playing those sports, like I said, it's more believable than him playing football. But yeah, they're just like I was saying before, like Josh's motives for like playing football and soccer, they're just like pretty weak, and yeah, the stories overall they're just really not as well fleshed out as the stories in the first two films were, and yeah, there's just like a lot of things about them that don't work. I mean, they do have like some strong points to them, but yeah, they're I just really cannot say like they're actual good films. So I just really don't know what else to say. I mean, if you I mean, are they awful films? I really wouldn't call them awful. I mean, I guess like if you are curious enough, if you want to check out like Buddy playing like all these different sports, like it's there's nothing that I think is really going to like legit piss you off about it. But yeah, it just really is not. It can like kind of get tedious seeing the same format for the films over and over again and stuff. Yeah. So only just I don't know. I mean, I mean, yeah, I really haven't really been a big fan of these. Like I said, I really haven't like watched any of the sequels regularly, like I have the first film. But yeah, I just I figured I would like at least like give them a watch for this, so I could really at least like talk about them him to really like give them a fair shot to see if like there was anything that I did like about them, and I did like some stuff. Like I said, I liked the connection between Josh and Andrea in Seventh Inning Fetch. Yeah, I'll put that video that I was talking about showing their moments together in the description if you want to see some of their moments from World Pup and Seventh Inning Fetch. Yeah, it is a sweet relationship between the two of them and stuff. Yeah, and I did kind of like some of the stuff that was in World Pup. Yeah, but yeah, just overall, yeah, none of the sequels really did really captivate me all the way through. So yeah, like I said, like if you're curious enough, I mean, it's nothing that will really like make you like super angry about them. But yeah, you just might get bored seeing the same stuff over and over again. So yeah, so I just really don't know. Yeah, if you're die-hard fans of like the Airbud franchise, you may like these films, but if you really can't get into the franchise, then these probably are not for you. So I guess that's all I can really say about it. So that's pretty much what I my thoughts on the remaining Airbud sequels. So yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about them. Yeah, like I said before, like then after Spike's back, that's when like the Air Buddies series started. Which yeah, like I said before, I really haven't watched the Air Buddies series. I've only watched like one or two films of those. But yeah, that's when like it really did start to take a different turn because yeah, that's when like the pups could puppies could talk and all this other stuff, and it wasn't really like set around sports. So yeah, but I really haven't watched them, and I really don't really have any interest in going through and watching those. So yeah, I'm not really ever going to talk about those. Yeah, but yeah, I figured I would just do this to just finish, just get through the rest of the Airbud series, so I can like just give you guys my thoughts on the remaining movies of the series. All right, but yeah, so I guess that's all I can really say about them. So this is, I guess this is it for my thoughts on the remaining Airbud sequel. So I hope you guys enjoy what I had to say. I know this has gone like 40 minutes, but I was talking about 3 movies, so this was gonna be a like kind of a longer video. Yeah, all right. But I hope you guys enjoy what I had to say about these films. Yeah, and I do have like one more sports movie review coming. Yeah, there is like one more movie that I have in these sports movie reviews, so that's going to be coming up next as I finish off these sports movie reviews. So stay tuned for that coming up. All right, but I hope you guys did enjoy this review. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.